Last time, on the Tales from Tenrei, the party made its way to the outpost of Juxum, where the free spacers and smugglers gather to peddle their wares and partake in some less than legal activities. Zarek Hall helped to arrange for some falsified identification papers, and Captain Briarfoot employed a local shipwright, Lahan, to outfit the celestial skip with some stealth capabilities. While the party explored the outpost, they came to meet an enigmatic individual of a race unknown to the people of the Charted, Boreal. He has in his possession a strange artifact that reacted with the world-smith statuette acquired from Thesto's vault. Boreal had recently escaped imprisonment at the hands of the followers of the Risen on the small base they were operating out of in the Auroria asteroid field, and he requested the assistance of the Helping Hands to help recover his lost items. As they had 2 weeks to kill while waiting for the skip's upgrades, they set out to the cult base to return the stolen items. After infiltrating the small cult hideout, they found Vorval's belongings before stumbling on to some strange information, as well as a meeting between some higher-ranking individuals of the cult. Evidently, Vorval's artifact, which they called the vessel, is an item of great importance to them. Interrupting the departure of one of the dark priests of the cult, the party quickly dispatched the rank and file, capturing one for the purposes of interrogation. What information will they draw out of the cultist? What secrets does their companion and his artifact hold? And what information do the higher-ups in the cult have? Find out on today's exciting episode of the Tales from Tenrei.
All right. There there we were. Cultist bound and I guess not gagged, but with his suicide pill removed. We'll say tooth. Somebody ripped it out.
Image in my mind is somebody like just going and just grabbing this pill from the guy's throat.
Of note,
Is this cultist on the brink of death?
No.
Okay.
No, he's roughed up a little bit, but he's not dying or anything. It's in the in-character chat from last time. Korak was able to overhear the horrible dark priest say the plan is nearly ready, and that to find the courier, I will return upon success to open the vessel, or upon your failure to dispose of you. And then he dipped out through the portal.
All right, let's torture this guy.
No, torture's so boring. You need to start subtle. You can't just go and slap people like that. That comes later.
If you like say or imply that, the cultist begins like looking at you guys very nervously.
Like, first
ask him about the portal. You need to know about the portal.
You need to warm him up first, then you torture him.
Starts
Say,
like
say,
boiling the water.
Cultist, by the way, do you like water?
I prefer to drink only the finest of blood. You'll get nothing from me.
Korak,
you'll drink.
Korak, you're aware, like most of the cultists, this guy is at least partially undead. He's not fully alive, but he's also not like a resurrected zombie or anything.
Okay.
Well, cultist, if you want to drink blood, don't worry. You're going to get so much, you're going to start hating it.
Open your veins and feed it to me.
Oh, what makes you think I'd feed you my own blood? You're going to drink your own, boy.
He looks nervous again, but continues to posture.
Oh, posture! I love these types. These are my favorite ones to talk with.
When they break,
yeah,
so much more fulfilling.
I think it's physically impossible for you guys to fail on any social rolls. He rolled a 2, so if anyone wants to like deception, persuasion, intimidation.
I'm just gonna grab his shoulders, stare straight at him, and use Johnny to like make him look to terrify him.
Well, this guy's gonna be hard to spook.
He failed the save. So I'm going to.
What do we need to know? I feel like
We need to know where that portal went and who those people were.
I have no idea. I'm just relishing the moment. I have no idea what we need to know, but this is going to be so much fun. That's literally what I'm saying.
He has become frightened.
What would a perception roll like be able to possibly like? Because I don't remember that one versus like investigation.
Investigation is to perception is wide scope. Investigation is small scope. That's like the basic
Okay.
version.
So I just so I just like kind of want to look around. Am I perceiving anything that anything that I feel like okay weird about him other than obvious the fucking obvious or anything to do with that portal, any weird shit looks like it might be dangerous to us in the interim of, while we're in there.
Sure. Roll perception.
That's a really good point. Yeah, there's booby traps or something.
Just
All
in
right,
case.
I'm gonna go with your passive perception since you rolled lower than that. So yes, there are a number of symbols on the floor. You guys have walked all over them at this point, so you can safely assume they're not like traps. The portal itself is not active. You didn't see like any. It had gone inactive before you guys ran into the room, so you're not sure much about that. The main three things of interest here are that portal, the strange sort of monitor readout things in the corner, and then the big circle sigil thing in the center there. Now I will say I don't know how well it shows up on the map, but there is a sort of like lightly, like almost like roiling light sort of energy, a faint glow in a semi-chaotic way coming from that center circle. Oh, you know what? Actually, there's a window too. That's not important, but I think it's cool that you can see outside of the asteroid base.
Yeah, I like that. I think that is cool.
It's beautiful.
Does anybody have religion or arcana that might be able to take a look at that symbol in the middle of the room?
I got Arcana.
What about history? Would that help?
Or history? Yeah, I mean maybe.
Professor is eager to use his history egg.
All right, so are we
Roll our-
are we concerning ourselves with the big thing in the middle first?
Yeah.
So and this one was like, hold tight, buddy. I just like give him a pat on the cheek.
Or even asking him about it. Oh, what you got here, and seeing if he reacts in any way.
I'm going
Shalene can play good cop.
I'm gonna say roll our Arcana rolls first, and then we'll do a history after that.
Normal, right?
Yeah.
Normal.
Wow, two
There you go.
19s.
There you go.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Tag
I'm
team.
fully refreshed after letting Johnny drive for a little.
I feel they weren't like nat 20s or anything, but I feel like I should do something special because you rolled the exact same number.
Double net, baby.
So, okay, with the Arcana. So this, the symbols, the white symbol in the center beneath the larger red one is a like a divination magic sort of like symbol. It's you can't tell like any specific spell or anything, but it would certainly be used for any of the divination, like scrying, locating things, identifying whatnot. The symbol on the outside there is let me check the spell school, is enchantment. And the specific like symbol here is easy enough to tell that it is specifically like a protection sort of thing. Not like abjuration where you would have like a shield or anything, but enchantment would be sort of like protecting your mind against something, or any of this sort of like psychic or skin deep and inside spells are enchantment.
Okay.
And then this history roll, it's almost hard to see underneath all of the magical circles that have been drawn there, but you can make out beneath all of that on the floor, Tycho, there is a symbol that you have seen before, but you cannot place where. You're pretty sure it is something that you encountered in your university days, although you're not sure if it was like when you were learning or when you were teaching. You just know mental association. I came across this in an academic sense at some point.
Mhm.
So safe to say it was at least a long time ago.
And what is this thing down at the bottom? There's like there's like the big sigil in the middle, and underneath that, there's like, are those 4 pillars surrounding like a well of some sort?
This is the portal. It's little stairs to a raised like dais, 4 pillars around it, and then a stone ring that you're seeing it top down, so you can't really tell.
Okay, okay, I know. It was for some reason like the computer's up in the right hand corner. I kept thinking that was the portal for some odd reason. Now this makes so much more sense.
So yes, there's also some strange. They don't look like arcane symbols, but there is something that is not drawn on, but inset. I don't know how well you can see it.
The green?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it very clearly.
If somebody has a source of light, now would be the time to like pop it on for those of you who don't have dark vision.
Maybe we can light up the cultist's head and use it as a source of light.
I mean,
Sacred
flames is source of light.
At this point, he is like terrified of you because you did the whole like the lights dim, your eyes glow, and you reach into his mind. So whenever you say anything, he's just.
I'm just enjoying this. What? We didn't want to use his head as a source of light. It would have been so much fun.
It's very bright now.
You've never lived to use a cultist as eyes as a lamp.
Your friend seems to be handling the light source just fine. Please don't hurt me.
Who said anything about hurting? We're trying to make you more useful. You're a better station in society than being a useless little bugger who annoys and attacks people. Imagine providing light.
Your friend, the torch, it's certainly very bright in here. Brighter than I'm comfortable with.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think it's bright enough, actually.
I think it was like absent-mindedly like waving the torch around.
Would everybody mind stepping off of the symbol?
What?
The center. Yes.
Where's the cultist? I'm gonna go back next to the cultist and just like put my arm on his head.
It's just so I could get a good image of it. Okay, that is definitely multiple scrawled on top of. Interesting.
Yeah.
Say, buddy, what exactly is the symbol there? Why don't you tell us? Or maybe, I'll consider not using your head as a torch then.
Roll. Do you think intimidation or persuasion? What do you think?
I'll go with intimidation. Just seems more.
Yeah.
Okay, just a normal roll.
No, advantage. He's spooked. Nice.
I but a humble servant. The sigils in the center, they were used in some sort of spell for determining the location of some sort of operative base nearby.
He nods towards the screens in the corner.
The screens, they're the ones how we see what we're searching for.
At this point, I just pat him on the head. Good boy. Now, is there any password for those screens? How do you turn them on?
Boom.
He tells you some magical activation. I know it looks like a computer. I lack the icons to like make something more arcane looking, but it's like smooth metal and stone. On each of the screens there are little magical symbols, and then in front of that there's sort of like an illusory display of whatever it's a similar sort of situation that you saw in the Aurora, the other
Okay.
Aurora base.
Okay, so at this point, I pat him on the head. Good boy. I might give you a biscuit after all this is done.
So he tells you just an activation phrase, and the magic whirs into life. You, there are 3 different views on here. One of them is the exterior of this base. Like you can see the little loner ship that you used to get here docked. The other one is, yeah, I'll just give it to you guys. Oh, that's right. You rolled 25. Anyway, the other one is the field where you encountered the mosquito ships. Elsewhere in Aurora, they had. You see that there is another ship there, but it seems to be trying to like salvage the wreckage of the first 2. And then the third one is the interior of some very dimly lit room, like a library or something. It's too dark in this view to really make out what it is.
Say, buddy, what's that library thing there?
I don't. The Techton's lab. I will be in trouble for saying.
Buddy, we've already been through this. It's either this or I use your head as my own torch going from onwards.
You said that you wouldn't hurt me.
I said I wouldn't hurt you if you don't tell me what I want to know. If you don't tell me what I don't want to know, why should I not hurt you? It's more fun that way, anyways.
You should see the last lamp that refused him.
Exactly.
I would very much prefer not to.
Well, I could show you if you don't tell me.
Like I said, the Techton's lab. That's all I know.
He's probably telling the truth. I think he might have shit himself by now.
Oh, can anybody clean that up?
So Lynx informs you that Techton is a sort of it's a cross between like a caste and a profession. A Techton, especially a high Techton, but like a regular level Techton would be somebody who has devoted their life to mastering a like specific discipline or craft or something. Like a Techton of woodworking would be not but a master at their craft, the highest like level of study that they could possibly throw into that.
I wonder if there's a cast for human light bulbs. Directing this casually towards the cultist.
The cultist doesn't actually know what Techton means, but the human light bulb thing, he, let's see, he is about to pass out from terror. You guys have a chance to do something about that, or he will just go unconscious.
I'm gonna slap him.
I'm gonna like give a wait. Does he drink water? Does he like water?
You want to dump water on him?
No, give him a drink. Give him a drink of water. Help, calm him down. And be like, hey, buddy, hey, hum with me. Helps your vagus nerve, stimulus.
Do you have any other information that you're trying to get out of him?
No, I just want to keep him awake.
Okay.
It's just too much fun. Come on, stay with us, buddy.
Or you slap him around and waterboard him and stuff. Tell him to hum.
Furious is trying to actually be nice. Like, she's actually being nice to you, okay? She's not nice to even me. Okay, so you should make. You might even get a biscuit out of all this. Who knows?
Don't go that far. I mean, this guy, he seems, he seems like he probably just got caught up in the wrong crowd, right?
I don't know about that one, but
what's in all? I asked, what's in all this for you? Why do you do this?
Okay, that I'm definitely gonna need a insight roll. He, spouts off some nonsense about beliefs and whatnot, but as you're listening to him, Shalim, you can discern just from the way he talks, along with the nature of his being as revealed to you by Korok, you get the impression that he, due to the shall we say modifications made to him, part of that is responsible for his devotion. This guy, I mean, you've fought others of the rank and file like him. These are very much like the lowest level people who are recruited either by choice or by force, and are the true believers, but not ones that have any sort of like insights into what's going on. They just like sort of blindly believe, again, by choice or by force.
I see. So he's basically just kind of brainwashed, like sort of through like tech and sort of magic, and sort of through also like just kind of like predisposition.
Yeah, like this guy was probably somebody who believed in the mission statement to begin with, but also the deeper, how cults are.
Yeah. He's just like a legit cultist basically at this point.
And it definitely helps that he is he seems to be in some sort of mid state between life and undeath.
So this one was kind of like, well, I don't think he's fully there, Furiosa. He seems a little, wonky. Try to explain this whole thing.
Fair enough.
He's-
Does anybody want to do the encode thoughts, or was it decode?
what are we doing now?
Yeah, you can expend the encode thoughts spell or scroll. As you access the thoughts, the shimmering strand of information pulled directly from someone's mind through this spell, you see a dimly lit room. You're seeing through the eyes of someone, a cultist. You can see the hood, the edge of the hood, I don't know, like halfway over your vision, and you feel yourself say,
The vessel is somehow bound to the ooze spawn. I believe if we were to kill it.
and then a mysterious voice, somebody who is obscured from your vision, but you know that they are nearby, says, "No, killing the courier would undoubtedly activate the vessel's defenses and potentially destroy it. No harm can come to it."
What should we contact the High Techton?
No. I mean, no need to bother the High Techton. I will send a conduit to examine the creature. If the artifact is indeed a vessel, then he should be able to tap into it and unbind it from the courier.
As you command. Vrepitsa!
Vrepitsa. And then the memory ends.
That accent sounds so familiar. It's the first thing.
I'm just using the one voice for all the underling cultists. I don't want to do a different one for each one.
Oh no, I meant like the non-underling guy there.
Ooh, if you would like, you can roll a straight wisdom check to see if you have heard this person's voice before.
Okay. Wisdom. Where are you, wisdom? Oh, just this thing. Okay. Ability check, right? Normal?
Yeah.
Okay. Ouch.
You could say with near certainty that this is not someone that you have heard speak before.
All right. Well,
It may be that the DM has a limited number of voices.
well, listen. I heard what sounded like an accent from one of those corporals. That really uppity, prancy little part of corporate space. Never mind. It doesn't matter. just like rambling a little bit at this point. They're just like
Interesting. So it sounds like Varaviel is being referred to as the courier itself, right? And the
I don't know what Varaviel's voice sounds like, but yeah, he mentions that he did overhear someone mention or refer to him as the courier and this artifact as the vessel while he was imprisoned. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to figure out how they imprisoned him because he's amorphous. They probably used a spell or something. I'm just realizing, yeah, he can just turn into goop, especially when he goes to sleep. So yeah.
I mean, they probably would use an ice one of those containers that they use in science labs to contain like toxic substances,
like a chemical hood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like a toxic. It's like a vat, basically, right? Like in which they store it's like an airtight container kind of thing, you know?
Yes, a hazardous material container, and they put on hazmat suits to interview him.
Poor Varaviel was
kind of
like
Alex Macked his way through.
Poor Varaviel was in a 4x4 box, basically.
But yes, that is what information that you've gotten from the encoded thought.
Interesting that the mysterious voice didn't want to contact the high Techton. Perhaps there's some dissent within the ranks.
The Techton is unusual.
How? Tell us more, dear cultist, and I might give you that biscuit.
I've never directly interacted with him before, but I've heard chatter among the priests about his unusual, his eccentric personality. He is
he kind of explains that he doesn't know anything about the Techton himself, and he kind of assumes that the Techton is at least above the priests, possibly the leader of the order. He is unsure. All he knows is that the people higher up from him avoid interacting with him as much as possible.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a biscuit out of my inventory and just toss it at him. Good boy.
It hits him in his face, and it just kind of falls. He makes no attempt to go for it. I mean, he's also like hog-tied or whatever. I don't know how you tied him up.
I'll feed it to you later, boy. If you continue to.
This is going to be a scared straight episode for that cultist.
I'm planning on keeping this cultist around.
Should we just take him with us?
Exactly.
It's entertaining for you.
You know that the captain's like, what the actual fuck is this? We're like, oh, he's our
release me or kill me, but do not let me languish in captivity.
Buddy, captivity is the fun part for you. I told you, Doc.
Wants to be put to work? He wants to be put to work?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Okay, so let's make that human lantern that I was talking about.
I thought he might be more useful alive.
I didn't say he'd be dead, just a lantern.
How do you want to illuminate this individual?
Oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just talking.
All right. Well, what should we do with them then? If we,
honestly, we should just take him with him and just throw him in the brig or something.
The brig?
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't have a brig.
We can come up with something, you know. I mean,
the brig. Is that what you're calling the chute that just sends him out into space? No.
I mean, yeah, there are some cells here.
That's a good. Yep. Maybe we should. Just kind of.
If you release me, I can give you the code phrase for the portal.
Okay, look. How's about this instead? Give us the code for the portal, and I won't turn you into a fucking human lantern. How's that sound? Flashing Johnny's eyes again.
Yeah, roll intimidation advantage.
Okay. Okay.
A good way to get rid of us would be sending us through the portal.
Ouch. Okay.
He is steadfast in his resolve that you release him first, and then he'll give you the passphrase.
Man, Johnny, that's just when I needed you.
You rely too much on my power. Do things for yourself.
Oh, you dumbass. Dumbass. We'll have a talk later, Johnny, when we get back to the ship. All right. I'm just going to give him one last slap across the face. And I'm like, all right, fine. Have it your way. I had no intention of releasing him. We're just pretending, though.
We got to make it through that portal.
Well, I mean,
I interject.
you don't have to.
Clearly, I would certainly like to.
There you
See,
go.
I say we just deceive him. We deceive him into thinking he's been released, but he's actually not been released.
Go
He's
on.
at a weakened state, so if we need to finish him off, we can.
All right, fine. You know, I've been having too much fun. Sure. Okay.
He is his own prison.
All right, fine. The last thing I want to do is just cast a minor deception of, like, you know, just Johnny's eyes just flash in front of his eyes for the rest of his life or something.
That's the nightmare. That's the nightmare that he sees right as he goes to wake up every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, that just like fucking flashes there.
Yeah, like
And
just to
then
keep
that's his wake up.
just to make sure you're a good boy for the rest of your life.
I love
I don't know. You probably just use like minor illusion or something to fuck with. It's not gonna last forever, but I don't know how long the rest of his life is going to be. So
You could make him think it's gonna be the rest of his life though, because then like he might just start like conjuring this shit on his own, like subconsciously.
Exactly.
all right. So how do you want this to go down?
I think we're just letting him go with the caveat that he's going to see the Johnny's eyes for a long time, if not the rest of his life.
But with the passphrase.
Then we need the passphrase. Yeah. So get.
Okay. You guys lead him to the dock. He says that he will give you the passphrase as he disembarks. There is only one ship here, though, and it is yours.
So basically, he is our prisoner, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, when he says release him, where is he expecting us to release him to?
Well, he doesn't know. He can't see outside to the dock, but he's at the edge of the cave entrance that would go to the outside.
So maybe we should tell him. Oh, by the way, there's not actually any other ship here other than ours. So
You've been abandoned. Hey, maybe he should walk with us through the portal. You know, just to make sure it's safe.
Maybe you should come with us, right? Like, not as a captive, but as a
guest. As a guest.
Guest. An extended guest.
Emissary.
If you untie me, I will hand you the passphrase.
Oh, fine. You're no fun. Still making sure that the Johnny's eyes are just flashing, though.
I'm not touching it.
Okay. So, when you untie him, he attempts to attack you.
Okay, who's untying? Is it me?
I assume. Who's
Sounds about right.
Okay, I'll roll. What do I need to roll?
Well, he needs to roll to hit, so that's plus 3, so d20 plus 3. Oops.
Okay.
Add 3 to that. 13. Does a 13 hit?
What do I need to check? Sorry.
Your AC? No, it does
My
not.
AC. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so he slashes at you with a short sword that he produces.
Concealed.
Huh?
He had it concealed somewhere.
Yeah. Well, because he reaches into his robes to get the passphrase and slashes out with this instead.
He misses.
Yes, he does. What will you do?
I bitch slap him.
All right, roll to hit. That's the unarmed attack, I think.
I mean, should I actually try to kill him? I mean, like that's what I'm wondering here. Or can I like actually? Now I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast this motherfucker.
Do it.
Okay. I'm like, all right, bastard. You know.
Johnny's like,
That's-
yes, finally violence.
Expel him into the void.
All right, advantage or normal?
Normal.
Okay. All right. I'm just all right, bastard. That's how it's gonna be, huh? I tried to be nice. Damn it.
All right, so you actually roll dex check real quick.
Dex check. Okay. Just an ability check.
Yeah.
Normal. All right.
Oh, nice. Okay. So your Eldritch Blast impacts him, and as he's about to like fly off of the dock into the void of space, you reach out and grab his coat and pull it. He rips through it and floats away into the void, but you have his robes. There's a magical phrase in there that you have to assume is the one that he was going to offer you to open the portal.
I take out another biscuit and throw it at his corpse.
There's one for the road, buddy.
Stupid bastard.
You also find in his pockets there's 3 gold and a nope, that's it, just 3 gold.
Was there anything
Well,
else to look? Was there anything else to look for in this place, or have we like?
No,
Have we, like...
you've gribbled all over it.
Okay.
All right, cool.
You speak the
All right, so I just
passphrase.
I share the passphrase with the party, and we activate the portal.
The magic swirls about through the stone circle, and like green electricity shoots, forming slowly a small ball, which then rapidly expands to fill the center of the circle, and it's shimmering surface like water of this green energy. On the other side, you see a distorted view of some location.
Can we
There's no
try to
clear
roll to see what it is?
here.
I heard 2 people.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is there any clear or present danger on the other side?
You can't tell. You
Can
know,
we try to discern what it is? What location?
it is. So you do know that it is some sort of like inside of somewhere. It's not like the open void or anything, but other than that, you can't really tell. There doesn't see, it's like looking through heavily turbulent water. You don't see any figures or forms, but you also can't really make out anything in particular.
I'm gonna grab another biscuit and just throw it through the portal.
The biscuit drops through as though you've dropped a stone on the into a pond. It ripples slightly, and you can kind of make out that it comes out the other side and falls to the ground.
Well, the biscuit kind of annoyed the cultists. Let's see if it works a second time. So, who shall go through first then?
I'll go.
All right, so Korak.
Do you just jump all the way in, or do you stick your head in first?
I'm gonna
Ooh.
Or a
just
leg?
ask here if you guys are going through the portal or not, because I don't want to like have to deal with splitting the party too much.
Oh, I'm diving right in.
We're,
Just...
we're going through, yeah. It's just a question of ordering,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. That is fine.
Is it though?
Party
Yeah.
together, die together. I mean, survive together.
As you
Yeah.
guys arrive on the other side of the portal, you find yourselves in what appears to be like a long hallway, the lined with like macabre imagery, skulls, bones of various sorts, iconography of death and the afterlife, and that sort of thing. There are wax candles, long burned, dripping on every surface that they're mounted. It is dimly lit in here, but well enough that those of you without dark vision can still sort of make out what is going on behind you.
I'm gonna try to find the biscuit first.
It's right there on the ground.
Okay.
You
I don't
retrieve
waste
your biscuit, wipe it clean of the dust and dirt.
Just put it away for safekeeping later.
Korok, your whip is glowing brightly. The presence of undeath permeates this place. Right, so behind you, the hallway terminates in that portal. The only other direction to go is the opposite from the portal, which seems to travel a ways, and then there's some sort of archway with two large stone doors each. One of them depicts some sort of almost like it's like a amorphous sort of spherical thing. This is carved in the doorway, so spherical, circular, I guess, with tendrils that appear to either be like tentacles or like pervading darkness. It's hard to tell with this sort of like artistic interpretation that's carved out there. And its tentacles are reaching towards the other door, and on the other door you see the imagery of like similar to the Worldsmith statue, a similar shape with its hand faced outwards against this thing, and its other hand holding a sphere, a circle from this point of view. Yes, those are what the two doorways look like.
Interesting. Well, someone has very good taste in interior decorating.
Interesting.
Yes,
So you
this
said
is
so.
definitely someone's aesthetic.
I don't judge. Some people like skulls and dead things. Other people like happy things.
This
like...
place reminds me of the realm from which I hail. I do so miss home.
Oh, shut up, Johnny. Always bitching and whining.
So yeah. As you get closer to the doors, in like some alcoves on the hallway, you see like in glass cases there's various odds and ends. There'll be like a staff topped with a skull, with scrimshaw intricate carvings on the skull, the staff wrapped in like a thorny vine. In another one there's like an amulet that looks like it's made of like demon flesh circling an eyeball. That kind of stuff.
Oh, Johnny. Maybe it's one of your brothers.
My
Recognize
brothers
anyone
would
you
not
know?
be so weak as to have their eyeballs removed.
Well, you were weak enough to become my bitch, basically, so...
That is very different. I was taken down by powers beyond both of our comprehension.
No,
It's
so
a
you're my
sore spot.
You're basically my bitch. Let's be real. So it could be your brothers.
I
All right,
grant you
Techton.
my power, not the other way around.
Nah, I don't think so.
Do we see or hear anybody or anything?
Well, I mean, you
Other
can hear,
than me, like, kind of like yammering away to myself.
Well, yeah.
you can hear one
aside
half
from
of that conversation.
Aside from Shalene talking to.
Roll me some perception to try and listen in.
Should we all roll? Or
Sure.
what are we rolling? Sorry.
Perception.
Perception. Okay.
Oh, your dice look cool, Andrea.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, we're on it today.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Furiosa Korok, you can hear very faintly some kind of like shuffling somewhere. You swear, Furiosa, you swear you almost hear like the sound of a book being slammed shut and then like pages turning.
Mm.
Do the rest of
Pages
you that?
turning. Yeah, so I definitely I'm like like, you know, kind of shush, and then like, hey, do you hear that?
Do we hear that, or is it just Furiosa?
When Furiosa like tells you what to be listening for, yeah, you can start to hear it as well.
At this point, I'm just like, ooh, someone's reading.
But the book was slammed shut. Were the pages turning before or after it was slammed shut?
Really, what I'm trying to communicate there is it sounds like somebody's doing stuff with books, not like a particular
Okay.
order of things. It's just very faint.
Oh, so it's not like somebody heard us or something. Or at least as far as we know.
Right.
Okay. Maybe someone.
Maybe we should slowly like walk towards that sound.
I mean, there's only one place it could be coming from, beyond the doors.
Here we
Should
go.
we try to pretend to be cultists?
Mm.
I think we should probably try to pretend to be cultists, guys.
Oh. Hmm.
I mean, I can probably
We have
morph
both?
myself. I can probably
That-
morph myself to look like that idiot, right?
That might be the only way, aside from, you know, guns ablazing.
Yeah.
So I can probably do a changeling thing and look like that idiot we just roasted.
Yeah, I mean, you've got most of a robe.
Yeah, I could do it. I'm just gonna walk in and do this. I'm gonna do this actually. Maybe the rest of you guys try to play along.
All right,
We're
so
gonna back you up, yeah.
what we're gonna do is I want you to roll deception with advantage ahead of time, and then if that comes into play, I will use the roll that you get.
Okay, so just roll right now. Okay.
Hell yeah. Okay, 25. Don't forget, I will.
Nice.
25.
Very nice.
All right, you're actually, yeah. You guys like blink for just a moment, and then there's a cultist there. You can tell it's Shalim because the robe is like tattered, but otherwise it looks very convincing.
I just make a little bow. Dumbass cultist at your service. Like I'm just gonna like pull out the biscuit and start munching. This could have been you, Johnny cultist.
All right, so one of you is disguised. Are the rest of you doing?
How do you guys
what?
want to play it?
Do we have any beneficial spells that are good for right now?
I mean, one option is like, you know, you could come in as looking like new recruits, welcome to the order kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you could be bringing us in as the new
New recruits or prisoners?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
prisoners.
I'm
So
gonna
one of us could be a prisoner, and maybe one of us is a new recruit.
unless you guys have specific need of them, I'm gonna say that Vor and Lynx stayed behind to make sure that the portal doesn't close and the ship isn't stolen. If that's okay with everyone.
That's
Yes.
We can always yell at them if we need them through the gossip stones, right?
Yeah,
good. Ah,
as long as the portal's open, they'll be able to connect. You
Okay.
are unsure if you are in the same, like within range of them. Since okay, so the gossip stones, I hadn't considered this initially. They're only supposed to work in the same sphere, like their same crystal sphere. But if you're in the astral sea, I really should like determine how long the range is. I'm tempted to say just like one hex on the map, which represents a, you know, there's a reason I have it in units of mu instead of like miles, but one of those very long units of measurement. So you're not sure if you're in a range of that or not, but as long as that portal is open, yes, the gossip stones seem to be connecting.
Okay, cool. So we can just yell for them if we need their help. Okay, what about the rest of you guys? You guys want to look like new recruits, maybe, or maybe one of y'all's a prisoner?
Yeah.
I could be a prisoner. Then, if the time is right, I'll pounce on the attack.
It's a good idea, I think. Professor here is definitely a recruit. Let's be honest. You know, he got so entranced by the history of the cult.
You guys bind Korok's hands in a knot
Like
that looks convincing, but is actually quite easy to slip out of. It's got like a little bow on it or something.
Cool.
Go team. Okay. Right. So, those of you who are disguised are disguised. That was just Shalim. Korak
Oh,
is
well-
tied up. Furiosa, what did go on?
Oh, do we know of any animals that they like or whatever hold sacred? Does anybody know of any?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right.
Really,
well-
Hounding.
really funny idea, which we do not have to follow. Just kind of funny idea. I say the professor's just like really eager to do research, and we're just kind of like, yeah, we're letting him do research on our cult for a new paper he's writing. Book
He's
writing.
shadowing it.
No way.
Shadowing.
Oh yeah, they'll like that. Right, if we're about to walk through a door, I would like to cast traps, please.
Yeah, I was gonna wild shape myself into like some sort of a black wolf or something to like a beautiful little black wolf that's just kind of gonna be walking with which one of you is gonna be leading?
Probably me, because I'm the one disguised as the actual cult.
Yeah, you could say that
You
I
know,
don't know,
just
you picked me up along the way. Little straggler or something.
All right. Expend your wild shape usage.
Yes.
Okay. So, Korak, yes, there are what you might consider traps somewhere near. Unfortunately, the spell doesn't pinpoint where it is, but there are some traps within 120 feet.
All right, guys, be vigilant. Vigilant, rather.
all right. Some traps, not a big deal. We can manage. We got this team. Something, whatever it is we say at times like this.
All right,
All right, I shall
let's bleep.
lead us on then. All right. Okay, so we're just going in then. With me at the start at the front.
Okay. So,
Ooh.
you... I need to pull this up just in case. You opened the door. And on the other side of it is a room. A sort of sanctum almost.
Oh, that's creepy.
On the there are tiers of bookshelves going far up. There's large skulls with balefire glowing in their eyes. There are various types of undead and flesh constructs around, almost like they seem to be doing like librarian work, almost like, organizing books. Some of them are moving them in various places, like drone work and whatnot. In the center of the room, on this comically large throne, there is a gnomish gentleman that looks like that, and he is thumbing through some, like, especially compared to him, but in general, very large books.
Is this the Technosaur? I guess we wouldn't know that.
Yeah, no, you don't know. However, when you
So adorable.
enter, he quickly looks up from the oh yes, excellent. You're here. I wasn't a lot sooner than I was expecting, but I'm glad that you could make it. And he adjusts his goggles.
And I just be like, hail the great cult of... What's the name of the cult again? Sorry.
The followers of the Risen.
Hail the followers of the Risen. I bring great tidings.
Oh, no, there's no need for that. You mustn't deceive yourself. If you are to expect me to buy into this deception, you'll have to do a lot better than what is that? Some sort of dog and a turtle? Oh my! Actually, I feel like I might know this turtle.
Okay, so this is a prisoner. Like, can I make a roll to?
to
understand who this guy actually. He's clearly not a cultist. So
no, he very much looks like a cultist.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
so he looks like a cultist, but he's not talking like one. This does not help.
Do I recognize him?
No, this is not someone that
Look,
any
no.
of you recognize. You do,
He
the
just knows my race.
well, hang on, I'll elaborate on
Okay,
that
okay.
further in a second. But the staff that he has with the multiple serpent heads on it. You have seen this iconography before in the I forget what the book you inherited is called. It's like the Monster Hunter's Lore Guide or something. You've seen this before in that book somewhere. Right. So yes. If I'm not mistaken, you're wielding a strange artifact of unusual power. Are you not, my terrapin friend?
No, he is a prisoner now of the cult. I bring alongside a esteemed professor and writer who shall write the glories of our ways in a book that shall be circulated all throughout the universe. I don't know about this wolf. It decided to follow us.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, this is a very interesting tale. So, but forgive me if I'm somewhat incredulous. I have to ask what someone of your rank and level would be doing here in this place. Why have you stepped through the portal if you are one of the followers?
What was the name of the guy who was the head, the head cultist dude that was in that detect thoughts thing we did? Sorry.
Oh, that word that was said.
Yeah, the
the Techton.
The detective, yeah.
Yes. What was his name?
There was like a guy that there were like two people speaking. One of them was like clearly the lower ranking cultist, and the other was the higher ranking cultist.
Right. The high ranking cultist. He didn't like get a
Okay.
name or anything. He was.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, my liege has directed me to bring these specimens to you and to get a progress report from you.
Yes, very interesting. So then, what progress are you reporting?
Oh, from you, good sir. What has your progress been?
He like stops and tilts his head.
What my progress has been? Someone, one of the priests is asking me what my progress is?
This is all I was told, esteemed sir. I am but a humble servant.
Yes, well, and which priest are you referring to? Because they're very clear. Is acting my progress. That's absolutely preposterous. Asking my progress.
I mean no insult, sir. I'll be very honest, we had a bit of a difficulty on the other side. This prisoner, you see, he hit me hard on head, and I admit I am not myself.
Yes, you do seem to be acting very similar to some other individuals that I'm aware of, but if you say that you're not them, then I have no choice but to believe you, don't I?
Perhaps the professor could talk to you further to learn more of our ways and write his esteemed book that shall bring our cult to greater heights. I just kind of like start bowing.
Professor, yes, if I'm not mistaken, you are, let me see here, Tycho Tyrone, yes, of some renowned, or shall I say infamy at Vunkoa University?
Oh my
You heard of me.
amazing recognition ability. I just literally start bowing.
Yes, well, I've had my eyes on you and your companions for quite some time. It's a good thing that you're here. I imagine that we're overdue for a bit of a conversation.
All right, Professor, it's your time to shine.
I'm glad that someone's heard of my work.
And I'm like, he is an esteemed professor of history, arcana, and putting students to sleep. But you
yes,
are no student. You are a great individual who shall find much value in this professor.
Yes, thank you. That would be all. And he, sort of gestures at you with his staff, and then is a little confused when nothing happens, and does it again.
So I'm like, I am sorry, my liege. I am directed to stay here to record all conversations between you and the professor.
You're not part of my collection, are you? There's something wrong. I don't seem to have any direct control over you.
At this point, I'm gonna have to cast something to like make him lose suspicion on me.
Okay.
What could I use here? I'm gonna use suggestion, considering this is like the best thing I have.
Sure. You're gonna have to get a little closer, but yes.
Okay, I'll just start like shifting further, and just be like,
well,
I'll, like,
you should probably be next to Korok anyway, given the. Oh, whoops. So let me.
Maybe Tycho can head it off at the pass and just walk right up to him. Well,
that could work too. Yeah, I just.
Sorry. If you wouldn't mind keeping your distance, personal space and all, I'm not particularly fond of people being that close to me.
Okay, so do you want to try something, Tycho, to distract him first, or?
Yeah, I think I'll just kind of like, boldly walk directly at the guy, hand out like. It's a pleasure to meet someone who's such a big fan of my work and studies.
Forgive me, Professor, but I must request that you not take another step forward, or I can't be held accountable for what my friends here might do. They're not big fans of anything that might be construed as an aggressive action. Many of them having met somewhat grisly ends before they came into my care.
Aggressive nonsense. We're here as colleagues.
Yes, colleagues, indeed. Well.
Bro, this dude knows exactly who we are. Come on.
How close are you gonna try and get to him?
I would keep a distance.
Just a few steps, I guess, before.
We just want to learn more from this guy. We don't want to like antagonize him.
He is. I mean, unless you really want to push him, he'll let you get within 10 feet. But more than that, he's gonna be upsetty. Professor. So yes, you and your companions. I understand that you're in the possession of some items of interest to me specifically. I assume, given your speciality, that you are at least vaguely aware of what these items are. But I have to assume that you do not know the purpose of them, or really what good they would do.
I might be. Would you like a good berry?
Oh, Professor, no. Thank you. I haven't eaten in millennia, but thank you.
I'm just whispering under my breath. Damn it, Professor! You're not at a fucking cocktail party.
I had some tenure at Vunqua University back in my day as well. I doubt that anyone would remember me at this point in time. Is Professor Dean Ironwood still there? He's you know how long-lived elves are.
Ironwood.
No, you don't know who that is.
I'm still munching on this, watching intently. I'm like, this is interesting.
Yes, well, I'll tell you what. I'll cut straight to the chase. You and your friends here have things of interest to me, and if we're being completely candid, you have no idea how to use them. So I can only assume that you are collecting them either for some promise made or some money paid. In either case, I believe that I have something that I could offer to you. Request the boon, whatever you wish. I simply seek to find some sort of equitable arrangement where both of these parties might come out of this interaction in a beneficial sort of way. Do you understand?
Meanwhile, I'm gonna try to examine one of these automata.
Yeah, I mean the flesh constructs are
exactly what they sound like. Everything here is made of dead meat.
Okay. There's not much I can do, like pull the plug or anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean these are like magical constructs, not like robots.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like they're probably like controlled by the end of his staff, and so if he destroyed that staff, maybe they wouldn't be under his control. I don't know. Could be like Jeff R style.
Hmm.
I don't really know how the spells work for rangers, but like, is charm person one of the ones that has to be prepared earlier?
No, rangers don't prepare spells. They simply know them. You can only cast like a certain number of them per day, but they're no preparation. Just easy bake, no preparation required.
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get much out of charming him. He seems pretty clearly ready to divulge everything.
Did you want to try suggestion first?
Yeah, actually, let's do that.
Okay, go ahead and cast it on him, and then you can decide whether or not you want to do charm person based on how this turns out.
Should I just roll it first?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to select a target, right? Where's this idiot? Okay.
So yes, you all right. You cast a suggestion. What is it that you're trying to suggest?
So at this point, I'm just like saying, "My liege, we would all greatly benefit from learning more, especially the professor. If you could enlighten him to our ways."
You get the sense that your spell failed, but he is more than open to suggestion anyway.
Okay.
Yes, of course. I'd be more than happy to explain what we're doing here. But there's only so much that I would be able to explain with you to completely understand it. I'm sure you it's a bit out of your discipline, and it's taken me a great deal of time to understand what I have. Apologies, I don't mean to condescend or anything.
My liege, I am but your humble servant. Is all I say.
Yes, a humble servant.
I would like for you. Oh, there's actually no way that you could see. Roll a d20. If you get a nat 20, you succeed, but that's the only way you could succeed.
I need to roll.
Hey, wait, what? Wait, what is this? It's a save?
Specifically for Shalim.
Okay, I need to roll d20.
Yeah.
Just
Come on, lean. Pressure's
All right.
on.
Okay,
all right. Just roll one d20.
Yes. If you get a 20, nope. Okay. You have been silenced. I don't have like a token thing for it, but
Okay. So I kept
as you're saying that, he waves his spell, and you're like still talking, but you nor anyone else can hear it yourself.
Shit.
Sorry about the interruption.
Sorry, go ahead.
At this point, I'm just kind of like saying out loud, like, "You fucking bastard."
Yes. Well, I'm attempting to acquire these pieces of this artifact that you, I believe, have 2 of already. For it's complicated, but for beneficial purposes. They're part of a grander sort of design. Nothing gloom and doom, I assure you. The thaumatological physics of the matter are somewhat complicated, and again, not to condescend, but it's far beyond you. Suffice it to say that I need it to locate something of importance, both to the worldsmiths and to my own goals.
The worldsmiths, you say?
Yes. I imagine that you're very familiar. If I'm not mistaken, you're one of the foremost scholars on the subject, yes?
Indeed.
So you must be familiar with the methods by which they produce orite, are you not?
I must be.
You
No.
you don't know what
I
he's
am.
talking about.
Okay, then I'm not. I'm not gonna fake it. Please tell me more.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
I get my notepad out and start scribbling.
Right. Well, as I'm sure that you're familiar with, the worldsmiths, they created these planets, these crystal spheres, solar systems, and complex celestial mechanisms so that they might generate within the surfaces of these planets. Yes, generate this material, this orite beneath the surfaces of these planets. It's actually quite fascinating to have this much power to create an entire sort of celestial objects. But yes, I hypothesize, and there is a great deal of evidence to back this up, that the process by which they were able to obtain, to harness this power, they needed to, well, there's no such power that exists within this universe, which is where my theory comes in. You see, I believe that the worldsmiths were tapping in to an energy between universes. A very far-out theory, I know. Not between planes or anything, but actual parallel universes, and this sort of void between, that they were able to open up a hole or whatnot and derive. This is very simplified, of course. This is far more complicated than that. But, well, anyway, in this process, I believe that they invited something in. Are you familiar with the legends? Perhaps you saw the engravings on the doors that you came in through, yes?
Yes.
Well, the legend goes that the worldsmiths, although they don't call themselves that, I've always found that interesting, they faced something called, it doesn't translate well, but the ruin or the fallen, which I don't, it seems personified in the stories that they left behind, but I don't believe it to be a sentient force. I think that it is more fundamental than that. Something like the basic elements or gravity or light. Something that immutable, that can't be broken down any further. Not some sort of like deity or devil or anything of that sort. But yes, the pieces of the artifact that you have are necessary for me to obtain access to this. It's a sort of a map, which, well, it's a bit more than that, but in simplistic terms that you can understand, it's a map, and I need all the pieces of it, which is why this brings us to this moment where I would like to see what I might offer in exchange for the pieces that you already have control over.
Artifacts
The loud-
should be in
the
the
loud-
museum.
Loudmouth. Not able to say shit here.
Well, certainly there's something I must be able to offer you. I can promise you to that I'll display it for the public. Is this what you're looking for by a museum? Certainly, it doesn't mean to sit in the dusty halls of Vunqua.
Well, I agree that we need to have history in action, but we don't have the pieces with us, and
Well, I apologize, but I am very aware of the possession that you both possess the pieces, and that you and your friends are in this room with us, save two who are back on the base. You see, I have ways of knowing. I always know.
Okay. At this point, is this
All right,
spell
all right,
ended?
Dano. He been watching us when we're sleeping.
All right, can we is this spell over yet or no? Like, are we still silenced?
Oh, yeah, no, it can be over now if you wish.
Okay,
it's gonna
I'm
be like,
just gonna morph out. We're gonna take a biscuit, just throw it at him.
Oh, but then I'm gonna jump up and catch it.
Okay.
Alright, that's fine by me.
Um,
Look, I'm like, look, you stupid bastard! You could have just started with that.
Well, you were speaking very much, and I didn't want to interrupt. I felt that it would be disappointing to you. You were doing such a good job.
Look, you.
I go up to him and just kind of start sniffing like.
No! Personal space.
You fucking moron! I'm going to roast your ass for putting me through all that effort.
Furiosa.
We're about to get fucked somehow.
Furiosa, as you go up to try and sniff him, and in fact, anyone who is attempting to approach closer than, well, that's just Furiosa at the moment. Yes. You've been struck by absolutely nothing because he critically failed. He fires a blast of energy at you, Furiosa. He does not damage you. However, it does push you back 10 feet. But because he's such a nice guy, he's not going to knock you over the edge of this pathway and just sort of like scoot you back a little bit.
I'm standing right there. Like,
I'm very tempted at this point just to use vicious mockery and just yell,
No. As I said, no aggression. My friends here, you see all of the creatures around have like stopped what they're doing and are looking at you guys very intently.
Oh shit.
You can have them put back together pieces of your bloody ass afterwards. Tell us what the fuck you want. Tell us right now, and then get the fuck out of here.
My goodness, you're very upset. I apologize. This is supposed to be a meeting of the mind, a pleasant exchange. If you're not having a good time, I can certainly see you out.
I'll be a meeting of the minds, all right. You look to meet Johnny. Johnny has been aching to meet you.
Yes, I have to assume that Johnny is. Perhaps this is accounting for the strange demonic presence that I sensed from you. Here, I just thought that you were some sort of tiefling.
At this point, I'm just gonna let Johnny kind of talk through me.
What do you want him to say?
Just be like, there's something like, honestly, I agree. You're really fucking annoying.
All right. Well, my apologies. I was going to invite you to stay and poke around a bit, but it seems that it's time for you to go. And I need everyone to make a Constitution save. The DC is 23.
All right. Saving throw?
Yes.
Okay.
Failure. So he points his staff at you guys, and as a ring of light appears in front of you and begins like passing through you, he sort of waves and says, "Yes, well, hopefully we'll be able to speak again soon. It was nice meeting you. I'm watch out for my followers. They could be somewhat overzealous." And with that, you guys feel yourselves plane shifted back to the place where you initially were.
Oh, so at least we met who this stupid bastard is.
Well, that I'm gonna be honest, that did not go as amicably as I thought it was going to, but mission success. So yes, he has cast a level 9 spell on you guys to put you back to this place. You don't need an Arcana check to know that he is a very powerful wizard of some flavor.
Oh, yes.
I assume. He almost had like with the goggles. I was almost getting like a little bit of alchemist vibe, but then I was like, nah, he's very wizardy.
Well, given that he adjusted them many times before informing you things about yourself that you had hidden, you have a feeling that these goggles were giving him a certain level of insight or sight beyond sight that he was availing himself of.
Yeah.
There's nothing really left to do here in this base. Would you guys? By the time you get back at this point, it will have been 2 weeks in the ship, and fake IDs will be ready. So, would you like to return to Jetsam?
Let's do that.
Jetsam.
I'm just kind of like muttering the whole way, like stupid bastard, forcing me to myself. Next time I see him, I'm gonna bitch slap that bastard, Johnny style.
You
I
have
like.
a whole week of interstellar travel, drifting somewhat slowly in this little loner shuttle of Johnny, alternating Johnny at night and then Shalim during the day, just like bitching constantly.
We were playing D&D.
Wait, so this is like the.
Yes, you're back in Jetsam, the like outlaw trade hub facility thing. So it has been 2 weeks. Lahan has, as you guys return, she's wiping her hands down with a rag. She's in whatever. I'm not gonna move her, but she comes out of like the quote unquote command center to greet you guys. And yes, oh god, how do I do a Scottish accent? Your ship has been, nope, can't do it. Your ship has been upgraded. The stealth systems are operational, and Cyric has acquired. Okay, actually, yeah. Here's a fun question. What does everyone want their fake identities to be?
Oh, no, this is gonna be a hard one. Should just be our real names. Real life names.
Yes, I know. I'm known by Shalim.
No, I mean like our names like in the real world.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, yeah, Cyric has a very, very official looking identification papers. They've got like the magical seal and everything. They're nigh impossible to tell the difference between this and a fake. Or, yeah. Like honestly, there's no way to tell. That's why this stuff costs a lot of money. I'm pulling up the map now. Right. So y'all hear the various locations. You've got Ulrich's. I want Furiosa to roll nature and Tycho to roll history.
Good. Woo.
All right. By your powers combined. So let me just first say y'all did nothing wrong. I did account for this possibility. However, I had believed that the conversation with Astra, or sorry, you don't know his name. The high Techton was gonna last a little longer and give you a chance to like notice some things. So on your way out, what you had happened to notice, so Furiosa and Tycho noticed it and kind of put the pieces together here. There was a map, a star chart. It looked very different. This is the part where Furiosa's nature here is going to come into play. This does not look like a chart of like the charted that as you know it or anything like that. Just from your background knowledge, your backstory being what it is, as well as being like in touch with the stars and the moon jellies and all of that stuff, you are pretty certain that this is a map of the wilds of wild space, but it is very like detailed. Like it was a big one, so that is an unusual amount of like uncharted space to be charted. And this was This was sort of one of those like what are they, orreries? I forget what they're called, but like the concentric rings and the little lenses and all that stuff. One of those sort of things that was that is what this star chart is. Tycho, let's see, Tycho's roll. Ooh, 23, nice. Tycho's roll was able to notice there was actually one place that you that did look like a place in Civ space, and it was the planet Vul in the Corporate Alliance, which I will read the entry for in a moment. But it had some sort of like indication on it. There are a couple other like indications here and there, but this one stood out because it was a location you were like, hey, I know that place. Or at least that's part of the map of the universe that I am from. You don't know what was written there or whatever, but you can tell, 23. You know that it was written in whatever language the worldsmiths, as you've established, like the runes on the polyhedron, the writing that was on the statue, the etchings and the artifacts, like these are worldsmith language, and it was written in worldsmith language in that star chart. And if you had to guess, you're starting to piece together that maybe at least one person that you know now is able to read worldsmith language. Right, so okay, Vul. Here's what we know about Vul. Shalim clears his throats and gives you the corporate rundown. Vul is the planet headquarters for the Alberic Allied Defense Megacorporation. The entire surface of the planet is one continuous urban sprawl, and the interior of the planet has been converted into forges and manufacturing facilities. AAD is a dwarven corporation and has a near monopoly on weapons, armor, and technology used for warfare. While their defense contracts with the system's Commonwealth could fund the megacorp on its own, they have very lucrative dealings with all factions in the Charted. You, Shalim, have been there before. Thoroughly unpleasant place. The food is terrible. The atmosphere is smog. It's like if there was like a company town, company mining town that covered the surface of the planet, and then all of the like mining and forging and all that stuff happens on the inside. So there's like stacks that just billow smog into the atmosphere, and the people who live do so up top where all the smog is. It's very uncomfortable.
Basically a hive planet.
A what?
A hive planet?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there are let's see, there's 6 on cardinal axes. There are 6 very large like corporate headquarters there with only the purest air and like internal arcospheres and everything. Very pleasant places to be there, but just even looking out the windows at that place, you were like, oh, I fucking hate it here.
We going back there?
That's what you know about Vul, and that is the location that Tycho was able to determine was marked with something on the map. Like I said, there were other markings of planets and places, but you did not get a good enough. Y'all saw this in a split second as you were being hurried out the door, so that's as much as you could determine from your glimpse.
My bad, y'all.
No. You're good. It was a team effort. It's a shame that Tucker and Phil weren't here, because I'm sure that would have been kicked out even faster.
Yeah, Tucker would have got us immediately thrown. I was about to say that the only reason we went to that asteroid base was because it was like the closest of the. I mean, you remember like last adventure like session we like had identified like 3 places we needed to go, And that was just
Yes.
the closest one. But I can't remember what the other two were, other than I guess
There was Oleon out in the Verge Wilds. There was some
Thicities?
Thicities is where Confessor Pennant, who you know to be a priest in the followers of the Risen, and let's see, there was Krakatur still for Korok's thing. Olerix was where a artifact was stolen, and Vitern is where that stolen artifact now resides. I assume that you were going to Vitern or Olerix.
Okay, but where's Vol again?
Vol
Corporate
is
Alliance?
yes, Corporate Alliance.
All right.
Wait, yeah. Oh, wow.
And where's Side City? Oh, it's in free space. Okay.
There's us.
Krakator is in free space.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that you
Yeah.
said the Vitern, but I think I might have heard somebody say Olerix and then Vitern.
Ulrix.
You want to do that?
Ulrich sounds like a really
Feed.
cool place.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got the feeling.
All
It's
right.
It's just a great name. Once
so-
when it comes to
That's why I like it.
What you know of Olerix, I will now read to you. Olerix was a planet of peace and enchantment. Its emerald forests, sparkling lakes, and crystal formations create a breathtaking landscape. At its heart lies Tolmai, a capital ruled by a benevolent monarchy revered for wisdom and compassion. Diverse inhabitants coexist harmoniously, celebrating their differences. Olerix's society values cooperation and respect for the natural world, fostering unity. This peace has, in the last few decades, been shattered by infrequent attacks from pirate lords who send their raiding parties from the recently conquered neighboring sphere, Sarandal. While Olerix has not been conquered, the once idyllic society has had to adapt to wartime. Just as they had done on the siege of Sarandal, the sovereign nations of Durkenheim have yet to offer their support for Olerixians. I've written down for next session that you guys are headed to Olerix.
All right.
And
Ulrich.
so yeah, sorry. Anything? Thank you for joining this exciting episode of Tales from Tenrei. We will see you next time. Like, subscribe, donate, all of that good stuff. So I had a selection of different captains and ships that I, had prepared. But you guys liked Briarfoot, so we went with him, and I made the map for his ship look a lot prettier, which works for me. Much less work.
I love Briarfoot.
Isn't
For
he the guy
Briarwood.
Foot.
Yeah,
Captain
Briarfoot.
Briarfoot.
He's the guy who had
What?
the romantic arc, right?
The Captain Tuskert is the one who wanted the romance books.
Oh, right.
He loves them trashy romance novels.
Captain Briarfoot is like French or something sounding, right?
He speaks with a strong Affling accent.
I love it. Just seems nice, Just seems like a.
He is an all-around adventurous guy, a smuggler, a bit of a rogue.